All right, for this lesson, we are going to graph singular inequalities. Our goal is to be able to say, I understand how to identify inequality symbols. I understand when to use an open or closed circle on a number line. I really should read these before, shouldn't I? Oh well, we're good. What? For this lesson, we are going to learn how to graph singular inequalities. We have a few goals. We want to be able to say, I understand how to identify inequality symbols. I understand when to use an open or closed circle on a number line. I know how to determine the correct direction to shade on a number line. And then we want to be able to say, I can graph one variable inequality and write inequality from the given graph. So there are our goals. Let's look at our vocabulary. First off, we have a boundary number. That's the value where the circle goes on the number line. This is the line in the sand between solutions and non-solutions, meaning that's right there. You got to make a decision whether you're going to be bigger than that or smaller than that. Okay. So our solution set, once again, all the values that make the inequality true, and then shade, the action of marking all solutions on the number line. So if it's bigger than, we're going to go to the right. If it's less than, we're going to shade to the left. Let's look at our inequality symbols again for the third time. Remember, if it's less than, that is going to be an open circle. Remember, if it is greater than, it is going to be an open circle going to the right. Okay, so here we're actually going to be graphing these with open and closed circles. Okay, less than or equal to, that is a closed circle. And we will shade to the left. And then a greater than or equal to, that is a closed circle going to the right as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and put into practice how we actually graph these. And we want to now, we're going to apply open circles, closed circles, and whether we're shading left or right. So the way we do it is we're going to find the boundary number. So locate the number in the inequality on your number line. That's going to be your starting point. Is it open or is it closed? And then we need to know if they're going to shade to the left or to the right. You can do this by using the test point method, which means you pick a number and plug it back into the inequality to see if the inequality is true or false. If it's true, then you shade in the direction of that number you chose to put in. Or you can do the arrow trick. If the variable is on the left side of the inequality, so right here we have x is greater than 5. See, the variable's on the left side. If your variable's on the left side, then the inequality symbol will point which direction you should go. So this is on the left side. The inequality is greater than, it's pointing to the right, which means I would shade to the right. So those are two different ways you can double check. And make sure this arrow trick only works if the variable's on the left. Like if I had 4 is less than x, then you can't say it goes to the left. It's actually the opposite if you want to think of the arrows, if the variable's on the right. So let's do a couple examples. X is greater than 3. Okay, let's say I had 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. Okay, x is greater than 3. What's our boundary number? Our boundary number is the 3. So I'm going to go ahead and put a circle right here to identify the boundary number. Is it going to be open or closed? In this case, it is going to be open because it's just a greater than. If it was greater than or equal to, then I would use closed. So it's open, and since x is on the left side, we know we're going to go to the right because that's the way the inequality is pointing. Okay, or you could choose a number. We could have chosen like a 5. Is 5 greater than 3? Yes, it is. That means we're going to shade that way. Okay, next. we have x is less than or equal to 6. Okay, let's have our numbers written down. I'm just going to write 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 1, 0. Okay, our boundary number is 6. So we're going to put a circle on the line for 6. Is it open or is it closed? Well, we have a less than or equal to. That means it is closed. So you are going to fill it in. Now we're going to go to the left or the right. We're going to go to the left. If we want to double check, let's pick any of these numbers. Let's pick 0. Is 0 less than or equal to 6? It is. So we chose the correct way. All right, x is less than -5. Let's put a -5, -4, -3, -6, -7, -8. All right, so boundary number, let's change colors, is at -5. So we're going to circle here. Is it open or closed? Okay, it should be open, but there's no equal to sign on there. And we're going to go to the left. Let's double check, pick one of these numbers. Is -7 less than -5? Yes, so we shaded the correct direction. Okay, this one we have a little different. We put it with the variable on the right-hand side. Okay, so let's see. Let's put a 12, 13, 14, and 11, 10, 9. So our boundary number is 12. Is it open or is it closed? It is closed because we have an or equal to sign on there. So we're going to fill this in. Okay, now which direction should we go? Can we go to the right? Remember, we can only go to the right if x was on the left side. So we're actually going to be going to the left. It's the opposite. Now, let's double check to make sure that's true. Let's pick one of these numbers. Let's pick a 9. Is 12 greater than or equal to 9? Yes, it is, so I went the right direction. So, for example, let's say I accidentally filled in the other way, and I said that it would go, let's do a different color. Let's see, we'll do blue. So, let's say I thought it went this way, and then I'm just going to double check. Is 12 greater than or equal to 13? It's not, which means that was not the correct way to go. So you can always double check to make sure you went the correct way. Okay, let's try solving and then graphing. So here we're going to go ahead and -5 from both sides. We get x is greater than -10. So we have our boundary number at -10. See, if we're going this way, it would be -9, -8, -7, -11, -12. These numbers will already be filled in for you on your assignment. So x is greater than 10. So it's open circle going to the right. All right, over here, let's times both sides by 2 to get x by itself. And we get x is less than or equal to 12. So 12 is our boundary number. It is closed because it's an or equal to. And we're going to go ahead and shade to the left. You can double check, make sure that's correct. So I can choose, I don't know, a number would be 0. Is 0 less than or equal to 12? Yes, it is. I forgot to check over here. We could pick like -7. Is that greater than -10? Yes, it is. Okay, 2 more. Add 14 to both sides on this one. And that cancels out, and you get -2x is less than 30. Divide both sides by -2, and we get -15. But remember, I divided by a negative, so this sign has to flip. Okay, so -15 is my boundary number. It is open, and since x is on the left and I'm pointing to the right, we're going to go that way. Now we can pick any number over here to the right. Clear over here, there would eventually be a 0. Is 0 greater than -15? Yep. we went the right direction. Okay, let's go with this one. First, I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. Then we get x plus 6 is greater than or equal to 15. Minus 6 from both sides. X is greater than or equal to 15. Minus 6 is 9. So our boundary number is 9. And it is closed. So we fill it in. And it is going to go to the right. All right. So once again, our goals were I understand how to identify inequality symbols. I understand when to use an open or closed circle on a number line. I know how to determine the correct direction to shade on a number line. And I can graph a one variable inequality and write an inequality from a given graph. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'm actually going to insert a little video right here so you can kind of see what the assignment will look like when you get to that portion and you know how to graph it on the computer. Okay, so here we are. This is what your assignment will look like. So for example, x is greater than 4. That means my boundary number is at 4, which is right here. And it's going to be an open circle. In which direction am I going to go? Well, I'm going to go to the right because it's a greater than. So I'm going to click on the open circle going to the right. I'm going to click here. I'm going to click on the 4, and it's just going to fill it in for me. Check my answer. I got it correct. Okay, let's try this one. So I want to do this one. Okay, x is less than or equal to 7. This means since it's less than or equal to 7, my boundary number is at 7. It's going to be a closed circle. And which direction am I going to be pointing? I'm going to be pointing to the left. So I'm going to find the closed circle pointing to the left. Right here is a closed circle pointing to the left. It starts at 7, so I'm going to click right here, and doop, it fills it in for me. So that's how you will do your assignment. Let me know if you have any questions.